Hey everybody, welcome to another field trip. Paul Angelo here from the Big Gay Family Social Program. And in this video, we're going to talk about how you can avoid toxic people and why you have to avoid them if you want normal life, if you want stability, if you want progress in your life. So the idea of toxic people and toxic situations is nothing new. I'm sure you've heard people talk about narcissistic people, sociopathy, psychopathy, borderline, bipolar, and all kinds of personality disorders that are everywhere these days. The starting point here is to understand why there's so much personality disorder out there. And I've studied a lot of these personality disorders before: narcissism, borderline, bipolar, sociopathy, psychopathy, and the common denominator is unhealthy culture. So you have to remember that unhealthy culture, toxic culture, produces toxic parenting, and toxic parenting produces toxic individuals. So today, I'm sure you would agree that we live in a toxic culture. So toxic culture is going to create toxic parents, and toxic parents are going to create toxic children, and then it goes from there. In the gay world, we have a lot of toxicity because there is a lot of shame and there's trauma. So people get toxified right and left. In fact, most of us, all of us, have been subjected to trauma, shame, toxic situations over and over and over. So it's very difficult to skip and be exempt from the exposure to toxicity. So that's why a lot of times these days people talk about narcissism, because that's the most common ground today. A lot of people are narcissistic. A lot of people are very singular about their approach to love, and singular meaning that they mostly lead with sex, with appearances, with superficiality. So to avoid all of that, you have to, number one, learn about these personality traits. Learn about these personality and toxic ingredients. And then, once you become aware of it, to meet individuals, meet men differently. And the best way to meet people, to avoid toxicity, to avoid these situations, is to meet people in a community, because community is the place that filters them out. So when you meet people, there are all these mosquitoes here. Sorry, I gotta keep walking. When you meet people, how do you meet them? When you meet them on your own, you're meeting strangers. You don't know anything about them. So everybody that comes into your life is a total stranger. And that's difficult because you have to do filtration, you have to do the trust, and there's a lot of time and investment and effort that you put into it, only to find out that later someone just abandons you, ghosts you, disappears. I'm sure you've invested months and months into getting to know somebody, and then one day they just stopped calling you. You tried to reach out to them and they never called you back. Why does this happen? Well, it happens because people are not committed. People are not really intentional about relationships. And these are what I call free agents. Individuals that they persist, they show initiative only to a certain time, and then they decide to change their mind and they walk away and they leave you abandoned, leave you traumatized and injured. That doesn't happen in a community. When you meet people in a community like Big Gay Family Social Program, you are meeting men who already have received other introductions. So we already have history about them, about who they are, about how they are, about their capabilities, their limitations, and we know that they exemplify and demonstrate a healthy mindset. That's what's different about meeting total strangers on your own, or hookup apps, and meeting people in a community like Big Gay Family. You no longer meet strangers. You no longer meet men that are risky. Because in a community, we have the proof that this person has a healthy mindset. In most cases, people invest money to join communities like Big Gay Family. It costs money to join us. So we know that this person will be intentional. He's going to be putting effort into getting to know you because he paid for it. And he has the intention that's behind it that's real. Because when you think about it, if somebody doesn't put the money where his intention is, then we know he's not for real deeply interested and willing to put effort into meeting other people. So we know from this studying history in human nature and sociology and psychology that communities are absolutely the best places to meet individuals, not just for gay people, but for straight people too. Places of worship, churches, spiritual places, Buddhist centers, schools, universities, those are the best places to meet people because they give you the richer context. They give you the pathway for intimacy, for getting to know one another. And that's the advantage of the Big A Family social program. That's the advantage of meeting people inside a community like Big A Family. So we have the dating strategy inside Big A Family. We have conflict resolution protocols like the nonviolent communication methodology. We have boosters of intimacy, communication, and emotion. These are exercises that people do together. We have protection against mistakes, against toxicity. We have principles like the continuity framework. And so all of this makes it a rich and deep and healthy experience for everybody who's part of the community. So if you want to avoid toxic people, the only way that guarantees 100% avoidance of toxicity is when you meet people in a community. A lot of straight people belong to golf clubs and different clubs, and they pay a lot of money into it. Why do they do that? Because that's how they filter out all the people that they meet. They don't want to meet all the crazy people out there who will never invest in their community. They want to meet people that on the foundational level, they understand that filtration has to be done by the community. And then all the interactions are no longer toxic because the people that remain in a community are community people. And community people are the ones who are naturally interested in relating, in emotion. They have empathy. They have what it takes to connect with you. They have what it takes to love you. They have what it takes to be there for you. So if you ever want a sure way to avoid toxicity in your life, it has to be belonging to a community for the rest of your life. And this is, my friends, what the Big A Family social program offers you. You get access to gay men on a monthly basis. You get the methodology to connect with them. You get protection from toxicity. You get all the tools to overcome conflicts, resolve them. You get all the tools for intimacy, for sexuality, for friendships, for intimate and romantic relationships. We have agreements. We have everything that you need to avoid toxicity for the rest of your life. So join us, visit the website bigafamily.com, begin your transformation, and forever say no to toxic men and toxic situations. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and let's learn and grow together. If you haven't seen other videos that I recorded a month ago, I spent a lot of time going deeper into the psychology of sexuality, into the psychology of trauma, and I'm going to put links to those videos right here or below this video in description. So I'm looking forward to sharing with you more in the future. Enjoy the videos, and if you are ready for a transformation, join us at the Big A Family social program, and the rest will be history. Okay, my friends, I'll be signing off. Looking forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.